The theory people, you want, whether you need is another matter. A teacher who teaches in a logical way, the grammar rules talk clearly, answer the students' questions well, so you have to, you want a teacher who prepares well, but you need a teacher who's going to say, all right, enough questions for today, it's time we started talking. Okay? What am I going to, okay, it's exam time now. I'm going to put up on the board, supposing, I've got this to write in, yeah. Supposing the pen works, okay. Supposing this is the teacher and this is the student, okay? If the teacher is a high C, likes analyzing and researching, but the student is a high I, the friendly sort of person, is the student going to enjoy being with this teacher? No. Why not? Sorry? Yeah, why? In what respect are they incompatible? This is the key.
The teacher is kind of aloof, and the person that wants to make a friend and is big in relationships.
Yes, so relationships.
The teacher will be teaching in a fragmented way from the student's point of view.
All the details.
He told the details.
Right.
What the student wants is, don't give me the details, give me the big picture.
Right, right. And she wants, he or she wants to do it through more feeling language. Mm-hmm. All right, if the teacher is a high D, the dynamic language learner, and the student is a high, I'm sorry, I got it around. Sorry, let's do it the other way around. If the student is a high D, but the teacher is a high S, the dynamic learner, where this is the more stable, likes things done the same way each time, how's the student going to find this teacher?
Boring.
Right, why? Just very simply.
Because it's the same.
It's the same every day, where this guy wants it
Mixed up.
different every day. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right, now let's look at this. The teacher is a high C, the analyzing, research, and the student is a high C. What's this class going to be like? What's that? Yeah, going to be quiet, right.
Actually, you could end up on a rabbit hole.
Yes. Would you like the rabbit hole? Would this teacher like the rabbit hole? Yes. And therefore, if the student has come to research that language, they've found the right teacher. But if the student has come to be a business person, a diplomat, a missionary, they better change the teacher quickly. They get stuck in a pit. They get where they can't. Is that right? Yes. All right. If the teacher is a high I and the student is a high I, the people person, what's this classroom going to look like? Kick, kick, cock, cock, you know. Oh, look, the bell's gone for the end of the lesson, and we haven't opened the textbook yet. Next hour, we must open the textbook.
Yes.
Will they open the textbook?
No.
Does it matter?
No.
It depends whether you're I as to how you or someone else. Does it matter?
Not always.
No, not always. I think a little bit.
When doesn't it matter?
When they're talking the language.
Yes, or when they're talking the content of that lesson. You see, supposing that lesson is buying fruit and vegetables. And if you have a teacher who knows the textbook well, and she said, oh, I heard you went to the market yesterday. Tell me, what's the price of bananas, you see? And she deliberately talks the content of the lesson. That student's found the right teacher. That student's found the right teacher. If they talk east, talk west, as we say in Chinese, talk all over the place, that's not going to be very helpful. Mm-hmm. And this is why learning styles are important. This is why learning styles. Any questions on this up to now?
What do you think about it? I mean, for many of us, we're going to a language school, so there's an opportunity to find the right teacher, but what if you're actually grooming somebody to be your language helper? I mean, how would you do that if you're, for example, an I? And
well, in Asia, when an employee takes on an employer takes an employee, there's normally a trial period. And so I would try out 2 or 3 people and say at the beginning, there's going to have a trial period of a month. People understand that readily. Yeah, you don't want to get stuck with the wrong person.
No.
You don't want to get stuck with the wrong person. And it's going to be very difficult if you don't talk about the trial period, because they will think there's something wrong with them, which is simply a mismatch. Okay. Yeah.
Assuming that every one of us have identified what our learning style is,
Right.
can we also make the assumption that the schools that we're going to will try and match us up with the right teacher?
If you're going to Kunming, yes. The others, you probably need to talk with the head of the language school and say what sort of teacher you would like. But I think there's something I want to say now rather than at the end is, yes, we need teachers who are going to cooperate with us, but we also need teachers who are going to challenge us. And it's like the C, you see. This teacher's going to cooperate with this student, but actually if this student is a missionary or a business person, they need to be challenged to say, sorry, that's enough questions, we're going to talk the rest of the lesson. And this is the thing with styles. You may want to feel comfortable all the time, but sometimes you need to be pushed out of your comfort zone. And that's the key thing about styles. Yeah. Yeah. What I like to do, in my lecture time is because it's more straight lectures, I like to have a break in the middle of about 3 minutes or 5 minutes, just so we can. All right, grab the piece of paper. I'm going to call out some numbers. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. If you have 4 out of 5, then your visual, the one with 15 questions on, okay? Yeah, 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. They obviously prefer written instructions, reading, pictures, charts, often like to study alone. Remember we talked about analytical versus intuitive. You can then split between visual analytical and visual intuitive. Okay? Supposing you bought a piece of software and there was an instruction booklet to go with it. The visual analyticals like to see it written down step by step. 1, turn on the computer. 2, put in the disk. 3, go to Windows. Okay? But the visual intuitives, what do they like to see in the instruction book? Pictures, charts, illustrations, okay? The whole picture, okay? And therefore you need to see, does your textbook have both? Does your textbook have both? All right? The auditory, the numbers are 2, 5, 8, 11, 14. 2, 5, 8, 11, 14. The visual people prefer listening, obviously oral teaching, listening to lectures, small group discussion. And in the same way, you can have auditory analytical and auditory intuitive. Okay? The auditory analytical, they like to hear a lecture. My first point, blah, 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 blah. My second point, A, B, C. My third point, etc., etc. Where the auditory intuitives, what do they like?
Discussion.
Discussion, yes, you must be having a hard time. Yeah, they like small group discussion. They like interaction. They like MO style of lecturing. Yeah. The third group, the numbers 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So again, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. If you have 4 out of 5, then you're hands-on. Is there anyone here who's strongly hands-on but weak auditory and visual. Oh, okay. Oh, really? Oh, dear. You see, how do we learn languages? We go to a classroom, we have a teacher, and we have a textbook, which we go through step by step. And the hands-on language learner is in real problem. Oh, you're not a good language learner. But actually, it's the way we learn languages that's wrong for you. Where should your classroom be?
Out in the public.
Outside. Jesus' classroom had no walls. And you need to find teachers who are going to say, let's go outside. Let's go to the market. The lesson today is on buying fruit and vegetables. Off we go. Today is about clothes. It's coming.
How does that go for David when he's what were you on the other scale?
Which skill set?
The one that
The
needs
deep-
grammar and
Analytical versus intuitive.
C.
C.
I mean, I'm dreadful. I've got 5 for visual, 0 for auditory, and 5 for the hands-on.
Oh, but you had 5 for audit, visual.
Visual.
Oh, well, that's okay. It's people who are all hands-on and weak visual and auditory. They're people who will have problems if the... Sorry?
Is it 3 week on one of the others?
Somewhere in the middle. That's not too bad. It's if you're only 1 or 2. If you're only 1 or 2, okay? And you need a teacher who's going to be flexible and says, all right, you prepare, and then we'll go outside, and we'll go outside. Okay? It's very important, very important. All right. Sorry, so they prefer total physical environment, handling the objects, activities, field trips. So it's come. You want a teacher. What sort of activities do you want the teacher to do, the visual people? Right on the board, yep.
Activities where you're actually building or doing something with whatever you're learning that day. This is a red pencil, this is a whatever. So you're
Right, that's particularly relevant to the hands-on person, but it's okay for the visual. Mm-hmm.
You want videos with subtitles.
Oh, okay. Teaching the vocabulary. What do the visual people want? Yeah, flashcards, rather than just simply go through the book. That's going to help. On Monday afternoon, we're going to think about learning strategies in more detail. Think about learning strategies in more detail. Mm-hmm. So let's come back to teacher Ger, all right? He, strongly auditory. Me, strongly visual. How should he have taught me that cooperates yet challenges? Because the problem with the strongly visual, weak auditory is when there's no more textbooks left, you learn in the community. And if you're weak listening, you have problems. So the strongly visual, weak auditory, they have to face up to it. You've got to try and strengthen that weak auditory. How should teacher Ger have taught me?
You can start out with visual presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So let sure be presented visually on the board and in the textbook.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, take it away
Okay.
as you start to master more.
Okay. And therefore, when it's taken the visual away, how would he then teach me?
through speaking.
Well, through practicing the conversations, you practice the things you learned that are written down,
Mm-hmm.
but you're no longer allowed to look at them.
I look at them. Mm-hmm.
One
Good.
thing that might help is to listen to more auditory teams.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that right?
Yeah. Can I just answer that one straight away before I come to you, Sue? What I suggest to people who are strongly visual and weak auditory is if you go to a country where there's lots of series of textbooks for foreigners learning that language, obviously China is an obvious example, go and get the CDs of other textbook series. Because the problem is the textbook that you study in Kunming or wherever it is, you will have listened to those CDs, MP3s, so many times you know what's coming next. There's no more challenge. Okay? But if you go and get MP3s, CDs of other textbook series, beginners level topics are the usual. Introduce yourself, buying things, getting off, getting transportation, sports. It's just the order is going to be slightly different. So the vocabulary will be 80-90% the same. And so you want to get CDs of other textbook series and then just lay on your bed, close your eyes, and listen to CDs. In a very non-threatening environment, you can be challenged by listening to these other CDs. Yeah, good. Sorry.
Just use the visuals out and about, like when you're going out doing
I think, yes. I think within the classroom.
Oh, I see.
Within the classroom. How should teacher have taught me? Yeah.
Well, instead of telling you to just say it again,
Right.
he could write on a board in a language you understand as written form how those sounds are made.
Okay. Instead of writing language, maybe he could draw pictures of the story. Okay. Then he said, right, now Martin, step one, you read it with me. He's cooperating with me. Then I'm going to read it and I want you to, then secondly, you read it out to me. Then the third stage is I'm going to put pictures on the board of the story and you tell me the story. Okay, that's going to gradually strengthen my listening comprehension. Yeah, good. It's very important for people. And if you are, you do have weak listening. So I just want to say one thing about the weak listening people. There's things that often go together. They are weak listening. They may be introverts. Throw in some perfectionism, and you've got trouble. So what's the third thing? They're introverts, weak listening, strongly visual. Yeah, that's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah.
And perfectionists.
Sorry?
And they're perfect.
Oh, they're analytical. They're analytical. You put those together and you've got an engineer. Okay, and they're not always. You put those together and you've got someone in trouble, big trouble. Okay, and so you need help because when you go outside, you always miss what they're saying. So the visual learner wants all these. Okay. The auditory learner, we've actually touched on these. What does the auditory learner need to do? Sorry?
They need to hear the language.
They need to hear it. Introduce friends. Yep. Friendly shopkeepers. Teachers who allow you to talk, to discuss. The hands-on, what do you need? A teacher who's going to cooperate. Say, let's get outside. Let's get outside. Any questions on those three? Visual, auditory, hands-on.
Could you keep that slide on for just a minute?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, right. He's got the PowerPoint. Good. Well done. What we're going to look at now is other physical factors. Okay, just throw these out. It's worth asking yourself these questions. What time of day do you learn best? Morning, afternoon, evening? With private language schools as one-on-one, you can go to school when you're at your brightest and best. You go to universities in China and classes start at 8 in the morning, if you're lucky not till 9, and go to 12. And you may not be at your brightest and best first thing in the morning. Okay? So, what time of day do you learn best? Posture, do you prefer to sit in a straight back chair at your desk in the library, or do you prefer to move around or even laying on your bed? One of our most dynamic language learners, Chris Dippenau, who now teaches theology in both Mandarin and Taiwanese Hokkien, and could speak 10 languages before he arrived. He did most of his preparation for class laying on his bed. He was most relaxed, and most relaxed then. Okay, so find where you're most comfortable. Surroundings, do you prefer your study room? Do you have to tidy things up first, or can it be messy? Tidy. Lighting, do you prefer bright lights or soft lights? Clothing, in class, do you prefer to dress formally or emo style? There's another contrast between two people. Sorry, this came on in one go. Sound, do you prefer to study in a quiet place or with background music? We used to have a Taiwanese guy who stayed with us each weekend, And he would come in and say, "Where's the radio? I want to do some study." I could never understand. I want absolute quiet. But he had to have background music. Okay. Do you prefer to study alone or together with other students? I think preparing for class with other students is a very effective way. Mobility. Do you prefer sitting down at your desk to study or frequently move around? We had one guy, Dan, who he had a chair and a desk in his bedroom. Then there was the sofa. Then on the veranda was another chair. And he would move from one to the other. Going around. Yeah. He was a dynamic language. Temperature. You see, we're always arguing about this thing, aren't we? Probably not allowed to touch it now. Do you like the study classroom to be warm or cool? Sustenance, food. Do you like to eat and drink while studying or not? Rewards. Do you promise yourself rewards for getting started or finishing? Friends, we don't celebrate enough. Finish a lesson, go out and celebrate. Go to McDonald's and buy an ice cream. In Bangkok, there are only 7 Thai baht, 15 in Taiwan. Celebrate. Keep celebrating, okay? It's going to make you feel good. We need to do things that are going to make us feel good. Okay? Look, my friends, at what a terrible mission you've joined. Straight back chairs, bright lights, and we're supposed to dress formally, right? I don't know. Okay. It may not suit your style. You might be having a really hard time in this classroom. Mm-hmm. And so one key thing with styles is this. If you'd only come on the next one. Oh, anyway. If at first you don't succeed, find out why. Okay? It may be the teacher and you are a mismatch. Okay? Could I just say, is anyone going to Japan, to the language school in Japan? Yeah, just ignore everything I've been saying. I had to go into terrible trouble from Miriam once for saying, you just change the teacher if she doesn't suit you, all right? Any questions up to now? I've just got a few more things I want to say and then we will...
I have one question.
Yeah.
Have there been any studies to show at what particular age do people thrive best at learning a language?
Okay, we'll come on to that tomorrow. Yeah, between 0 and 5. Yeah, I realise, but I'll touch on that tomorrow, okay? Because it's very key, especially if you're getting close to 38. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, I know. When I had the list of who's going to be on OC, all these geriatric, I thought, oh dear. Martin, put the notes in on the older language learner. They'll come in useful. Any other questions on this? Learning styles is very important. So to become clearer on your learning style, and sorry, this wasn't on the slides set that I sent you out. Keep a language learning journal, noting those good days and enjoyable moments when you were studying or practicing the language, and ask yourself, what made those days good and those moments enjoyable? That's going to tell you something about your learning style. Mm-hmm. Okay. Describe your ideal teacher. What does she do which helps you feel relaxed, maintain motivation, help you understand the language, and participate in an active way? She's probably someone who understands how to cooperate and challenge, but gets the balance right. Just a few more on this. Write down the names of your favourite and teacher Ger. Then ask yourself, what makes them my favourite or most disliked teacher? What do they do that either stimulates and interests you or bores and frustrates you? I think we can all think back to primary school, and particularly high school, with language. One teacher just turned us on and another turned us right off. Mm-hmm. Which sections of each textbook lesson do you enjoy most or least? So what's orderly sequence doing there? That shouldn't be there. What turns you on when learning the language? These questions are going to help you understand more of yourself. Final word. Remember, no one learning style is better, and particularly we need to be challenged in our weak areas to step out of our comfort zone. step out of our comfort zone. Because there's not enough time to do the Myers Briggs thing, we'll do that tomorrow when we look at personalities. And I just say we're going to start off tomorrow afternoon with a game, and it's very important that we're all here at the beginning so that we start the game together. Okay, so tomorrow afternoon, be here. Any questions? Yes, come in.